host of the Gridiron.
Oh yeah, Papa Prime. Will he be a thorn in the Giants' side? Now, because he's what he's going to do. And he said he's doing that with both his son and Hunter, the wide receiver. He's looking out in their best interest. So, I got an article here. He said he's going to, he's going to have those guys' backs, and if he thinks they're going to a bad organization or whatever, I don't know, exactly what he's going to. If the Giants turn and they take Sanders, or if it's the Giants' turn and they might take Sanders and Papa Prime's like, he ain't going there. I don't know what's going to happen. You can draft my boy, but he's not playing for it. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's going to be an Eli Manning kind of thing. Is Archie didn't want him going to the Chargers. I don't know. Don't know. But the thing is like, what is Papa Prime looking at, right? Is he looking at like how dysfunctional things are, right? Things aren't looking too good for the Giants. Is he looking for that? Is he looking for, who's coaching them? Is it everything? Is it looking like, well, they got Malik Neighbors, right? Wandale Robinson, so they got a real good wide receiver. Is he looking at Dable? It's like, well, that dude got Josh Allen. He knows how to coach, Or is it like, well, he had Josh Allen, but then look what he did with Daniel Jones. Is he looking at the whole organization? Is he looking at the ownership? Is he looking at the general manager? Is he looking at the coach? Is he looking at what the team is? Is he looking at everything? You don't know. But he's and he did say, I got in his article here, he said, I'm not going to say anything publicly. I'm going to say it behind doors. So I don't know what he's going to do, but it would be kind of, I don't know, man. If Hunter goes number one, apparently according to this here, that's a lot. It's like $10 million or so. I don't know what I'm saying. It's like, well, if Papa Prime doesn't want him going to Jacksonville, okay, well, if he goes, I don't know. If the next two or three teams take quarterbacks and then he winds up sliding to say number 5 or 6, instead of him making $10 million a year, he's going to make $6 million a year. He's going to lose $4 million a year. He's going to lose what? What is that? $10, $15 million over a 4-year, because Papa Prime's, wow. Ooh, I don't know about that, but we got good old Deion Sanders. His vow could complicate the Giants' 2025 NFL draft plans. Giants are in line to select second overall. Well, this is obviously this is a few days old, but they plan on taking Deion Sanders' son. They might want to make sure Papa approves first. The younger Sanders is high on the list of quarterbacks in next year's NFL draft class. He plays at the University of Colorado, where his Hall of Fame dad is the head coach. If the wrong team selects Shedeur, Deion appears to be ready to put his thumb on the scale and steer him away. Not exactly sure what that means, but I'm not going to do it publicly. I'll do it privately, Sanders said this week in an interview on Fox Sports 1. I'm going to be a dad until the cows come home, and with Colorado wide receiver Travis Hunter as well. So the question is, are the Giants one of those wrong teams? We likely won't know until we get closer to the draft in April, but Deion is sending some salvos across the bow of any team that he deems unsatisfactory for his talented son. Shedeur is predicted to go high in the first round, possibly in the top 5. Teams that select that high in the draft are there for a reason. They suck. They're not very good. The Giants fall into that category. History isn't on the Giants' side in this scenario, and they know it. In 2004, they benefited from such an instance when Archie Manning told the Chargers not to draft his son Eli. The Chargers defied the elder Manning, selected Eli anyway, and then shopped him around. General Manager Ernie Accorsi quickly swooped in, and you know the rest. Oh, yeah, you got that right. I got another thing here. It says, Shedeur Sanders left a good impression on the Giants. Well, because Shane went out there and was scouting him. He scouted that game. Giants learned a lot about the quarterback, who is the son of Pro Football Hall of Famer and Colorado head coach Deion Sanders. Overall, Shedeur had another strong performance with 340 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception as the Buffaloes defeated the Utah Utes. I think that's who it was, 49-24. The lone interception came on the game's very first play. So after that, he brushed it off, forgot about it, and didn't throw another interception the rest of the game, which meant that Colorado found themselves into trouble early. The Utes would kick a field goal on the ensuing drive to take a 3-0 lead, but the Buffaloes quickly responded and never looked back. Sanders would settle in the next drive and toss a 40-yard touchdown pass to Will Shepard to get his squad in front 7-3 in the first quarter. From there, it was just another day at the office for Sanders, as the Buffaloes never trailed the rest of the way. Their 49 points were also a season high for Colorado, so Sanders surely left a good impression on Shane, another member of the Giants staff, after a rough start. Along with quickly responding to adversity, Sanders is shown to be a tremendous pocket presence thanks to his mobility, often extending plays beyond the pocket and making accurate throws downfield. The Giants will be desperate in their search for a new quarterback this offseason, as Daniel Jones has continued his struggles in the 6th season. With their 2-8 record, New York is in prime position to making either the first or second overall pick, where Sanders could be available for the taking. Other quarterbacks that we'll be keeping an eye on include Cam Ward and Georgia's Carson Beck. Well, I said they got the quarterback from Alabama is supposed to be pretty good too, or decent anyway. Now, Shedeur, what's he got? He has, this season, he's completing 73% of his passes. He has 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Very, very, obviously very impressive numbers. Very, very impressive numbers. But once again, he's played Utah, Cincinnati, Arizona, K-State is pretty good. They lost to K-State, Texas Tech. It's as always, playing college is one thing. Playing in the pros is something else. When you're playing Texas Tech, okay, that's cute, but Texas Tech ain't. When you come to the pros, everybody's Alabama. Every player is from Alabama. That's basically what it amounts to. There ain't no Texas Tech. There's no Georgia Southern. Nothing. You're playing the best of the best, right? So it's a little different. Sometimes because you're putting up Madden numbers, right, in the NCAA does not mean you're going to do it in the NFL. So, does that mean obviously he won't be successful? No, of course not. He's got his father on his side. I'm sure he's got tons of confidence going for him. He's a heck of an athlete. Quite possibly he might want to doing some wonderful things in the NFL. Who knows? You don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see, what Papa Prime winds up doing. If he does it, if he does anything. Now I'm saying now, if there's like 32 teams, does he give thumbs down to 27 of them? There's only 5 teams I want. Or is there like 2 of them he really does? No. You're probably not going to know, won't ever know, unless, unless one of those, like say the Browns, he doesn't want him to go to the Browns, doesn't want him to go to Cleveland. Well, if the Browns draft him and he has to wind up getting traded, I guess Cleveland was one of those teams, but I said, what he's going to do, I don't know. Because you can't, you can, I guess whatever, say, well, my son's not going to play for you, So I don't, you can threaten them, but they can still draft them. It doesn't mean they can't. Yeah, Roger Goodell doesn't come in. Sorry, Cleveland, you can't draft this guy. His daddy said no. They can draft him. Yeah, and then you can play hardball. I don't know. You trade him. Trade him somebody, whatever. But get him and trade him and basically hold them for ransom. We'll keep giving us some more draft picks, and then we'll, so. But then one thing would be is that is that if you draft a guy like say with the number 3 overall pick and you got to pay him $7-8 million, that's guaranteed money. So you got to pay the guy $30 million, whatever, just say for 4 years. Well, if you want to play hardball with him, and if his father doesn't want him playing, and you don't trade him, and he's on your roster, you got to pay the dude $30 million just, to sit there. I guess I don't know, but it'd be very, very interesting to see, if Papa Prime, because apparently that Hunter, that wide receiver, is all of that, and 2 bags of Doritos. That guy is really, really good, so he's going really high. But the thing is, with the Giants, if the Giants were to win a couple games. Let's get crazy and say they win 2 games. They want to win 4 games. Well, now they might be picking, whatever. Yeah. Well, I guess if you look last year, they won 6 games and they picked number 6 overall. So, So I guess if they win 2 or 3 games out of the final, whatever, they still might be picking 5 or 6. Say if they won a 5-12, right? They might still be picking 5 or 6. It's possible. But just some of these teams just look so bad that there's almost ungodly. It's like you look at some of these teams, it's like, oh my God, I don't know if some of these teams are ever going to win another football game. But I think it is one game at a time. One game at a time.